Okay, so I made legume earlier. Right now what I'm doing is I'm going to make some sauce pois. Had my beans soak overnight. Gonna drain them. And basically going to chop all this stuff up. And we're going to cook everything together for 2 hours. Then puree it in the blender to make the actual bean sauce. What I'm using, some extra virgin olive oil, scallions, onion, scotch bonnet, butter, thyme, garlic, cloves, and salt and pepper. Pretty simple. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up all this stuff, all the veggies in small stuff, and I'm going to bring everything into a pan. Okay, so I started off with the olive oil, butter, and all my veggies chopped up, and the seasonings, everything thrown in here sauteing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some beans. So, and by the way, there's a lot of beans there. They're not all getting used for this, but no sense in me soaking beans for just one thing when I can knock out a couple at once. So, yeah, we're just going to add beans. Such and so forth. So I'm going to add beans, I'm going to stir all this up, and then we're going to cook this for about 2 hours. Let everything soften up. Then what we do is we remove it and puree it in the blender. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so this is what's going on right now. Got everything mixed up, and added a little bit of water just to bring everything up. And I'm basically just letting this simmer, and it's gonna simmer until everything, the beans get good and soft. To be honest with you, I already started the beans. I cooked the beans for about an hour to try and save some time this morning before doing all this. So instead of me doing this for 2 hours, maybe I can get away with just doing it for about an hour. So we'll see. If the beans are tender enough, then to blend up and stuff, then we'll be good. Okay, so this has been cooking for a while. Everything's good and tender. Smelling delicious too, I might add. Anyway, what I did is I took some, scooped it in the blender here, and then I poured the juice in there too. And we're just gonna blend it up. We're gonna puree it and make a, like a thick sauce out of it. That's all it is. Sauce pois. It's with sauce, bean sauce. So I'm gonna start doing that now. Okay, so I took the stuff that I blended up here, pureed, and we just dump it back in, and then we cook it some more, that's all. Okay, so I cooked this roughly about another hour. I added a little bit of water because it's a little too thick. Yeah, it just kept cooking and cooking and cooking, and actually it's still on now. I'm probably going to leave it on another 10-15 minutes, but this is it. So squash.